And we are here.
All right.
Rosa. Oh, yeah.
Hello. Welcome back to the channel. Getting you on the grind and improving your mind in every single live stream or video that we do. So, guys, make sure before we get into today's topic, make sure you smash the like button, help us out with the algorithm, and
Hit that.
subscribe to the channel if you've not. We just hit our 600th subscriber.
Woohoo!
Compared to like the bigger channels, it does not seem like a lot, but for us, it is an accomplishment, and we are celebrating by doing
by hating ourselves by watching by looking at all this shit.
by unfortunately having to discuss the Ballad of Steven Crowder. So today, I want to preface by saying it's not to be a gossiper. It's not to, try to put a man down while he's already down, kick him in the dirt, throw a grenade in the trenches and have it blow up. The reason we're doing this is to see what we can learn and to see what's going on with the situation. The fact that everyone else is talking about the things that we're going to talk about today, we're just going to, it makes sense. And we're just putting it into our perspective and we're putting it more into what you can learn from the situation kind of ideal. So
exactly. We do have a bunch of, we have an article and a few videos that we're going to bring up during the stream, and we're going to go through them, read, react, and we'll see what we can learn and what we can figure out from all of this here. So the first thing what we'll probably do first.
First of all, I think the people who don't know who this guy is, we need to tell them who this guy is.
Yeah, give him some background.
So he's an American-Canadian commentator. He is a conservative, pretty much, unless he calls himself something else. I think he was, at least, or was part of the Daily Wire, which is a conservative Republican-ish channel.
It's something.
Yeah.
What's
it's on the right, I guess.
Yeah.
Right, left, middle. Who cares? They're all the same.
They're all
in their weird way.
Matter.
Everything is corrupted. So I guess he was in Daily Wire, but there was a thing where he recorded someone's phone call or something.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of it in the article that we'll go into. I don't think he was actually part of the Daily Wire yet. I think he was.
I know.
I think his wife. I think his wife was part of it.
I do know that he is worth quite a few $1 million. That is going to play into everything. True. I mean, this guy's rich, so. And he's also the guy who did the "Change My Mind" meme.
Yeah.
So when you see that meme, that's
the
him.
guy that went to a bunch of college campuses and like set up a table with the "Change My Mind" thing and and put whatever for that whatever thing. And
he's also the host. Yeah, he's also the host on Louder with Crowder. He's on Rumble, and he was on YouTube, and I think they shut him down.
Oh yeah,
of course, because YouTube is
YouTube.
YouTube. Yeah.
YouTube does YouTube things.
Right. So recently in the tabloids, as we would call them, it's been outed that he is going through a divorce, or the divorce has already been finalized. I'm not sure which one at the moment. And with that came a surveillance video from the privacy of their own home. I don't know who set that up. I think it was the wife. I'm not really sure. Maybe she was encouraged by someone to do that. We're going to find out as we go along. And we're going to see on the video whether Steven Crowder has some game. Now, I do not endorse looking at surveillance tapes from people's private lives. I don't think it's very ethical.
Yeah, no.
But the fact that it's on the internet everywhere and everybody's talking about it, and this is just pretty public at this point, well, we might as well take a crack at it too.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah, because otherwise, I don't think it's ethical to put it out in the first place. But now, since it's already there, the best thing we can do is to just take a look and learn from it, and maybe a little bit hate ourselves for doing so, but at least we get to try to learn as we go. This is life is about learning, so that's what we try to do here. Now I can bring up. Do you want me to bring up those videos first and stuff? Would you rather me do that?
Let's start with the article.
Or the article? Awesome. I'm going to bring up that article right now and put it up on the screen so we can take a quick look at it. All right, so here is the articles from Mirror. Let me get it into a nice viewing for all of us here. And it's so let's see, it's the rise and fall of Steven Crowder, YouTube success, and messy feud with wife Hillary.
And Hillary is the wife that I think she initiated the divorce. So for all the morons out there that think that you need money in order to get a girl, and that money's all that really matters, and status is all that really matters. Well, wrong.
Wrong.
That is absolutely that is wrong. Yeah.
Absolute. Absolutely wrong.
So we're gonna be talking about why in a little bit, but so let's continue with the
Yeah,
article.
so YouTube Steven Crowder has millions of followers thanks to his controversial Christian views, but one video has shocked even his biggest fans. The 35-year-old is an anti-woke commentator who has nearly 6 million subscribers and a recurring segment on his podcast called Change My Mind.
Change my mind.
Um,
America is retarded. Change my mind.
he identifies as a conservative Christian, and YouTube is often demonetizing his content on the platform due to his continuous views. Mr. Crowder married his wife Hillary, who studied political science at Calvin College in Michigan on August 25th, 2012, after just 3 months of engagement.
Okay. Okay. So many guys out there just rush to get married. I mean, it does say, I don't know, 2012, 3 months of just 3 months of engagement. I don't know how long they were. It doesn't say how long they were together
Before
before they
that,
got engaged. So I guess maybe we'll find out more. But just saying, you guys should take a. I think maybe well, 2 to 5 years, I would say, to really know a woman before you propose to her.
yeah,
To really know the ins and outs of her mind and whether she's going to be compatible with you. And the only way you can really know is if you spend a really good amount of time vetting her in the process of dating and actually getting to know her, and not even necessarily living together, just really understanding each other's way of living and see if you're both compatible, because too many people rush into marriages and relationships. Even though some marriages might last 5 to 10 years, they only last 5 to 10 years. Okay,
yeah,
don't think just because you're in your first year of marriage that it's going to be perfect forever, because sometimes life has a way of changing the tide very, very slowly. It's not always a quick divorce. Sometimes it's years of things that build up upon each other, and then
yeah.
one day it snaps in half. But that's why we encourage people to find someone they're truly compatible with, and for that, it takes time.
Exactly. So let's continue. The podcaster told Fox News, "Our wedding was perfect. Our wedding night was nothing short of amazing. Feeling judged, I couldn't care less. You know why? Because my wife and I were judged all throughout our relationship. People laughed, scoffed, and poked fun at the young, celibate, naive Christian couple.
Celibate, huh?
Celibate. Hmm.
If I'm in a relationship, we're smashing almost every day. And if she's on her period, I'm gonna I'm gonna find a way to satisfy her, I promise. And she's going to satisfy me. That's just me though. A lot of people ain't got the sex drive I have, so respect. Respect.
Yeah. We'd certainly never make it to the wedding without slumping. Okay. And if
What?
we and if we
What?
did, our wedding night would be awkward and terrible. Turns out that people couldn't have been more wrong. They went on to welcome twins, Magnus and Charlotte, in August 2021. However, the pair are now in the middle of a bitter feud after the YouTuber announced in a video that his wife was divorcing him.
I wonder why they kind of started this divorce right after the kids were born. So what changed after they had these kids, and why did it take so long for them to create life? I mean, they got together like 2012, and they didn't have kids till 2021.
It
So
was
I
probably,
wonder, I wonder
I
what
mean,
took so long.
hmm,
Because
I
if
could
usually,
say, this that it probably is either because he was probably doing the whole, change my mind shit out in the colleges probably around that time as well. So he was probably like out always away out
yeah,
in the
but still,
field.
he sees
I
her
don't know.
once a year, nut inside her. She has kids. I mean, the
I don't
hell,
know.
the hell? It's like
Don't
10 years later.
Yeah, I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Um, the married couple wanted to keep their divorce private, which is smart, to try to protect their two children. Smart. He said
Protect them from what is my only question.
because, well, I mean, like they're
I
both,
don't
I
have
guess,
kids, by the way, so I don't know.
probably because that they're both in the public eye, especially Crowder.
Especially Crowder,
Yeah,
especially now.
yeah, especially now. And so like having it public, then people be doing exactly what we're doing right now and talking about it and stuff. And then like when their kids grow up, they see all this stuff, pretty much, and
Well, it's
then
crazy to
their
think that.
lives are even worse than they're already going to be because their parents are now
Well, it's
being
crazy to
divorced
think that despite their best efforts, now they're more public than ever. So something went horribly, horribly wrong.
somewhere, some way. Let's see. He said, "In all this, one thing I want to be really clear about is certain. True north here is that my children are blameless, completely without fault, and so we decided to resolve these issues privately as it's in their best interest, both emotionally and physically, to do so. Yes, I
He's gonna be
agree.
talking about these kids a lot, so I really
Yeah,
wonder what's going on. Are they getting threats or something?
I don't
What
know.
psychopaths are coming at them for these kids? So I don't know.
But numerous videos and shocking accusations has made their divorce public
Shocking.
with the disgraced YouTuber now
He's not
facing.
disgraced. Stop it. Stop it. These words by these news. I can't.
Yeah, I know. I hate having to go through news articles to look at stuff because I
Disgraced.
because the just how they try to put into one side. Anyway, the disgraced YouTuber is now facing a huge backlash after a video emerged of him abusing his wife.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go into that a little
Yeah.
bit. We're gonna talk. We're gonna see what really abuse is or bad game maybe.
Yeah. Okay. So who is Steven Crowder? We already talked a little bit about this, but I'm going to continue a little bit. The meme, which we also had said, he also has 1.21 million subscribers on his second channel, Crowder Bits, which along with his other YouTube channel reportedly earns him $80,000 a month thanks to
Damn.
advertising revenue.
Damn.
The YouTuber is reportedly estimated to be worth $20 million.
Let me marry this guy. You know what?
Let me.
Let me get in that. Let me get half the stuff, bro. Married for like 6 months. I get the divorce. He has more money than me, so I take half her stuff. Yo, let me get this.
Which means that she gets 10 million. What started their feud? The husband and wife started feuding back in January after Mr. Crowder rejected a $50 million deal to join the Daily Wire. So yeah, so he wasn't part of the Daily Wire yet, but the Daily Wire wanted to bring him in, which he described as a slave contract. During a YouTube video, he accused the company of indulging in big tech censorship, which sparked a furious argument with Ben Shapiro, the co-founder of Daily Wire. Despite being ideologically aligned, Hillary is employed by the Daily Wire, who who were less than impressed with his video.
Okay, so I guess maybe we should talk about that.
Yeah, exactly. This is the part that I was like, yeah,
So,
this is bad.
and this is just us speculating and trying to get the story right. We're trying to see what could have happened behind the scenes that led to this destruction of a marriage. Was it the birth of the kids that created friction, or did it start somewhere within this $50 million deal? 50. Remember Rush Hour and Chris Tucker? $50 million. Who do you think you kidnapping? Chelsea Clinton? Like, remember that? Does anyone remember that movie? I remember that movie. $50 million. Like that's what the guy wanted as a ransom in 1998 in Rush Hour. He wanted $50 million.
I like that.
But that's how
my
he's.
God.
I got to be
know,
accurate to
know.
the source material.
Listen, I know how he talks.
It's copyright.
Yeah.
So his wife she works, I guess, for.
She works for the Daily Wire.
All right, so I guess that's a conflict of interest in the marriage.
Yeah.
You don't get involved. Maybe he was right to not get involved in the same company as his wife. And so he would, and that was his personal decision as a man to not want to go through with something. That's his thing. He still has his own thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he has his own.
maybe
She's
she's mad that now he's not getting that 50 million, so now she's gonna be less rich. Maybe she's like, "Oh, you should have taken that. My company's not that bad." And most likely he didn't have the game to calm that situation down.
Yeah, I mean,
so
and
he probably didn't know how to
help
handle
him.
it.
It also didn't help him by him describing the deal as a slave contract. That's very like saying it like that disrespects her, the company, Ben Shapiro, and you're just making an enemy out of them when you don't really need to. You just be like,
I would have been like, you know what? I appreciate your
Yeah.
$50 million offer. I appreciate that.
Bro.
But I'm going to just keep doing my own thing because that's just what I like to do. He could have,
Yeah,
you know, he could have been cool
100%.
with it if he wanted to, but maybe he likes to create drama and create like backlash. Maybe he just likes the feeling of that.
Yeah,
So
maybe
he
can't
put
help
it in
himself.
those kind of words: slave contract, big tech censorship, and he pissed off his wife. But who cares?
Yeah,
If
and
he had the game, his wife would be like, "Oh, he doesn't want to do it. That's fine, whatever." And then
Yeah, I
they
mean,
just keep smashing, creating more kids. But obviously, it
yeah, I
didn't
mean,
turn
like,
out that way.
if he didn't say some dumb shit like this and just kept it to himself and like kept it out of the light of like his YouTube and shit, like they're probably like none of this we wouldn't have known, and most likely, actually, I don't really know how long ago this was, so I don't know because I think their divorce started in 2021, like the starting. I don't know if this was happening in 2021 or what, but like this just none of this helped. None of this helped whatsoever. So if he did this and like they weren't getting divorced yet, maybe they probably wouldn't be divorced now. Who knows? Anyway, yeah, we said that already. She released her own video describing his comments as a total bitch move and repeatedly hinted there was something going on in his personal life.
Okay, so here's okay, Mike. You're married, so you can speak on this. I can't. I like to be very realistic on this channel. That's why Mike and I are a good combination because he's married and I'm not. So, and he's very open about that. So you can get a married man's perspective in this situation. Okay, Mike, pop quiz.
Pop quiz.
If your wife made a video about you saying the action you decided to do was a total bitch move, what would your response be to your wife if she publicly disrespect you dude like that?
uh oh bro. Like I can't even start to begin. Granted, I'm gonna say this right now. She My wife would definitely not do that. But if she did, then there'd be an issue. I'd be having her take the video down. We're gonna have we're gonna have a conversation about this. I'm gonna say my piece, and however whatever I would say would be said, and whatever she needs to say about the situation, she can say, and we could just move on because this is honestly the whole shit is ridiculous as it is because like tell pretty much she's trying to disrespect me without not me actually, but like I'm saying that she's disrespecting him, right? And so I'm using it as me. If I'm Crowder, I'd be, I'd say, hey, listen, you're disrespecting me. I don't like that. You're my wife. You should be on my team, and we need this. You need to take this video down, and we need to talk about this right now because this does not look good for any of us, and we need to figure something out here because this is not okay. I don't like this at all. This does not help you. This does not help me. Definitely does not help me. And you're disrespecting me. And I don't like that. So we need to figure this out and just move on from there and see what happens. I don't like the disrespect. But I also don't agree that you should, go crazy
It was still his
in
decision to not take
retaliation.
the deal. It
Yeah.
was his decision. If that's not what he wants to do,
Yeah. I mean, he
just
probably shouldn't have said, oh, it's a slave contract and stuff. You honestly, you just keep all that stuff to yourself, like
but yeah,
because
but yeah,
it's between him and the people of Daily Wire. This whole deal, he doesn't have to bring it to the public because the public doesn't need to know about any of this
yeah. But the problem is,
unless if
so
it's
yeah.
finalized.
But you have Steven Crowder trying to keep their marriage, just chill and out of the public eye, and then she goes and makes a video saying it's a total bitch move, basically disrespecting her husband.
Yeah, we
I
don't
I
like that.
mean, yeah, my wife would not be saying that. If I choose to marry a girl, she ain't gonna be the kind of girl that would do that because she knows that would upset me and it would be just unnecessary public backlash. And then she obviously did not respect him when she made that video because a wife just wouldn't do that. That wants to support her husband in every way and on his team, on helping him with his mission in life. She just wouldn't do that. So that's a big hint that the marriage is flawed, and it's probably Crowder's fault because he probably is not leading the relationship in the way he should be led. He's
Yeah,
probably probably there's probably an unbalance of masculine and feminine energy in his relationship. He's probably
yeah,
messing up behind the scenes.
yeah. Hillary hinted it would embarrass him and his brand if it was made public. She claimed his actions are a symptom of something much larger. Stephen has a lot going on, I
Steven.
guess, I guess is the best way to say it. Hillary even urged her viewers to pray for him, saying sometimes people need a prayer, sometimes people need a scripture. Stephen purports to be a Christian, and I believe that he needs to lean into his faith, and I am certain that in the near future more information will come out. Bro, you're kind of hinting at the fact that you're probably one of the people that uh released that footage that we're going to talk about later. When did they announce their divorce? So Crowder released a video on Tuesday admitting he had been going through what has increasingly been a horrendous divorce since 2021. Whew, 2021. So that was
That's
um
2 years of divorcing. You know how many girls I could smash in 2 years? Get out of here.
anyway,
Get out of here.
let me go back.
I ain't
Uh-oh.
doing that.
Oh, let
I
me
don't got
click
time for
this.
divorce. I don't have time for
We
that.
have no time for that. Anyway, it
Imagine spending your
says
time to go to a lawyer to talk about how you're going to split assets. What?
no dog.
Splitting assets? Ex-wife? These key terms are exploding my brain. Can't be me. No. I'm good.
The video was mocked on Twitter and Facebook after the YouTuber implied he is more unhappy that his wife can divorce him without his consent in Texas. Oh,
I
that
thought you
wait,
could do that
actually, wait,
everywhere. I
you could.
mean, in most states, or if not
I'm pretty
all,
sure.
if a woman says I want out of the marriage, it's over. It's
Yeah.
done.
Um.
Bye.
He bemoaned she simply wanted out, and the
Bemoan.
law says that's how it works.
I
One
mean, yeah.
thing that is undeniable in this case is that it's no one's fault but my own in that I picked wrong. See, okay, so Crowder at least is admitting to himself that he picked wrong.
How
He's saying this is my fault. I did this. So I mean, at least he's doing that. He's understanding the problem that he made the wrong choice by marrying this woman. He made the wrong choice by whatever actions that he took
well,
to
he
lead
obviously
to
didn't
this.
think that early. I wonder what made him change his mind to how did you pick wrong? What
Maybe it's because that they got married after 3 months of engagement.
yeah, maybe it
Which
has
would
something to
probably
do with that, or
I would think that's at
I
least
mean,
that's
they
what I
were
would think.
married for a long time. They didn't have kids until recently, and now they do. And then all of a sudden they have kids, and now they're divorced. Like, what the hell's that about?
Yeah.
This doesn't seem. This seems a little suspicious.
Sometimes sometimes not, I can so my brain is just very sometimes I get very paranoid. So now I'm thinking maybe those kids aren't even his kids.
Oh my!
So
Oh no!
I like no, but like that's my brain. My brain starts to go there. Like I get paranoid. I start to get paranoid
I
about
hope
those
that's
things.
not
Is
the case.
like they were married since 2012, right? They're married since 2012. They have kids like 9 years later, and then like not even a year goes by, and they're getting divorced. So to me, that just brings up red flags, and that just gets me very paranoid that those kids actually are not his.
Oh god,
And I hope that they are his. Like I hope that they are, because if they aren't, then Crowder's gonna go into more of a fucking spiral,
that
and
would
that
be
that would just make this whole fucking situation even worse.
that
So
would
let
be
me
a
let, let me
catastrophe.
let me bring back let's bring us back to sane world here. The YouTuber then played a clip of Hillary comments from January criticizing self-styled Christians,
Is she
adding
insulting him again?
probably adding he could pursue legal action if more of their dirty laundry um airs in public.
What if it has to be dirty laundry for? Why can't it just be? Because once again, it's probably his fault because he's probably not leading right, and everything behind the scenes is probably out of control. They're probably arguing a lot. He's probably being an emotional idiot.
Yeah,
Probably saying dumb shit to her and just not handling his emotions very well. Just because you're rich, once again, I'm
I
gonna
don't.
say doesn't mean you're good with women and you know anything about having a wife. Right? So a lot of you guys need to do major work on yourself before you share yourself with a woman.
Hi,
Hello,
hello there.
hello there. Welcome.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Hit the like button, my friend.
Yeah, hit that shit. So where are we at? Yeah, so she probably is low key kind of hitting him with jabs, and like the whole dirty laundry thing. Yeah, like I said before, everything that we've talked about probably could have stayed under the radar and could not have been put out in public. Like the Daily Wire deal could have stayed between him and the Daily Wire, um, and everything that's going on with the with his divorce could have stayed behind the scenes with them. It didn't have to go to his viewers. There's no real need for that, I don't believe. Unless if like things are being leaked out, then he's got to address it, which then I understand that. Uh, I understand that part, but otherwise, like you just saying it or it just coming out, I don't like that. He said, I'll be handling this through the proper legal avenues and channels available as a matter of record in which I have more than full confidence.
I just want to quickly put that there is most likely to 100% chance that there is a lot more going behind the scenes that we yet do not know and that the
Yeah.
news do not know yet and that you do not know yet. There's always more going on behind the scenes than we could ever possibly imagine. And this goes for anything pretty much, but I'm sure this situation, I'm sure there's always more.
Yeah.
Especially when millions of dollars are involved that Steven
Ooh.
Crowder has amassed. Of course, there's going to be some drama. Of course, there's going to be some infighting behind the scenes. Of course, when that much, see, when you're a broke guy like me, girls just come through. It's like, all right, cool. We have some sex. She leaves. She knows that I'm not worth millions of dollars. So okay, whatever. He's just some good dick, no problem. But then Steven Crowder comes along, and this guy, he's worth a lot, right? He has a big reputation. He has some status. He's that guy in the right
I
wing
guess.
territory, I guess. So when a woman meets him, it's a lot different than meeting a guy like me. 'Cause I'm just there to make you feel good and everything. But this guy can give you a lot.
This guy can
He
give you a
can give
nice
you
dinner,
he can give you
give you a nice car
a nice Nissan GTR, like 5 of them, like 10 of them if you
if you
wanted,
want.
right?
Maybe.
But when you have money, sometimes your mindset's not good still,
not in the right
and you're
set.
not really ready to have women yet because you have a lot of work to do mentally. So when you have all this money, girls will come through and they'll finesse the hell out of you, and
Yeah,
then they'll. But it's not,
take
a
some
lot of
money.
times it's not even the girl's fault; it's the guy's fault for allowing themselves to be finessed. So
Exactly.
it's a lot of self awareness. You gotta get on that.
And now here we go. Crowder abuses pregnant wife on Ring doorbell.
Let's see what
Oh
abuse
man. A
means.
video was obtained by journalist Yashar Ali, who I don't really know who the hell this guy is, and showed YouTuber Steven Crowder sitting smoking as he repeatedly forbids his heavily pregnant wife from taking the car. He said that if she
Taking the car? What
did,
is this, like 1950s?
yeah,
Honey, go get the car and get the milk and eggs, please. Like, no, I need the car to go to work tonight. The dude's worth a million. We need to take the car. Buy 10 cars.
yeah,
Buy 20.
yeah.
Pregnant women can drive. What?
From taking the car, he said that if she did, he would not be able to go to the gym, see his parents or his friends.
Is this bad money management? Does he have all of his money in like a bank that he can't access at the moment, so he can't buy another car? What is it? A Toyota Corolla sitting in the driveway? Yeah, take the Corolla. It's like, what was
Take the
this?
Corolla. Okay, so this is the tweet from Yashir Ali with the ring footage. And so we'll go and play this in a second, but it says exclusive. I've obtained over 3 minutes of video of Steven Crowder being emotionally abusive toward his pregnant wife Hillary. In
So
a
this
statement
guy.
sent to me, her family says she hid the emotional abuse she was dealing with for years. So this
So
is
why'd she stay in a relationship with a man that was emotionally abusing her for so long? Is maybe she really did love him, but over time, like the attraction was going down and down as Steven Crowder had less and less game, and he was losing himself in the process, which is possible. Some guys
yeah.
start out really strong with how they are with their girl, and then they get weaker over time emotionally, and the attraction from the girl starts to fade away until boom, one day the girl's like, divorce. Divorce. Like it just
Divorce.
that's how it sometimes
Give me
that's,
your
that's
money.
how it goes. Yeah. Give me that.
Give me all that money.
$50 million. Yeah, $10 million. Even if you got $1 million, let me get 500,000 real quick. I need that. I need that money.
We'll take that.
Insert Peter Parker. I need that money.
I need that money. All right, so let's take a watch and listen in on this ish
Okay, let's
here.
time to review some game.
Yeah, and also I believe it was either Hillary probably showed her family this, and then her family was like, "You need to put this out right now," and
Damn.
she's like, "No," and then like they probably were like, "No, you need to do this," and so she probably anonymously gave it to Yashar, or she gave it to her
Yashar.
family, and her family did it. So we'll see.
They really were secretly recording this, man. Damn, imagine you're in your own home, you're trying to get some privacy. It's your own place. I paid for this, and then you got motherfuckers secretly who recording you. Man, I guess this is karma because Steven Crowder recorded the dude from the Daily Wire with the deal or something. So I guess maybe this is karma. I don't know.
No, I mean,
Secrets of the universe.
again, this is all again. This is also technically Crowder's fault because they're the ones that put up the doorbell thing in the first place.
Well, this video
And
wouldn't have to
so
be
it wouldn't even.
viral if Steven Crowder had game.
Yeah, exactly.
There wouldn't be no video.
Yeah, exactly.
There wouldn't be
Regardless,
no
it's
abusing because see, he'd be that guy.
yeah. Regardless, it's still his fault because
That guy.
if he had game,
Yeah.
then this wouldn't have happened. And
Only
if,
males emotionally
you know,
abuse women.
yeah,
Men don't do
exactly.
that.
Men don't do this.
Men are direct.
Respect, you said, then we're at an impasse.
No, we are at an
We'll go into the actual
okay?
one in a second.
I love you.
Okay, yeah, we'll not watch that.
Yeah, this
'cause
is
we need-
only a 20 second, so I have the 3 minute one, and we'll go into that in a little bit. But let's see the video, which was taken down on was taken on June 26, 2021, sees Hillary tell him your abuse is sick, but she later repeatedly tells him she loves him. Throughout the
obviously not.
interaction, he sits on a sofa smoking as his wife, pregnant with their twin,
You
stands.
guys don't smoke.
I like how they're
near
trying to.
a girl who's
I like
pregnant.
how they're trying to write
Um,
as like he's a bad person for sitting while her wife is standing, but that's not clearly like she's trying to leave, she's trying to go somewhere, and he's just sitting around. Like you're trying to make it
Yeah.
as like he's not letting her sit down.
Yeah, and she's like 8 months pregnant, so I don't think she's trying to go see Chad right now at
Yeah.
that moment.
Yeah, the possible actual parent of the kid.
They
Anyway,
look happy.
that face is just ugh.
I
God.
don't want to
I
look
don't
at
wanna-
that.
Yeah, I don't want to look at that anymore. I drew a boundary. You're not taking the car.
Yeah, it's all about the video. We're getting there.
Yeah, this is all part of the video.
Hillary
right?
spent years hiding.
Yeah, Hillary spent years hiding Stephen's abusive behavior. In a statement to Mr. Ali, Hillary's family said she is now living alone, apart from her family and support system in Michigan, and is focused on taking care of her young children. The statement continued, she is not prepared at this time to speak about her divorce becoming public or the misleading statements made by Stephen about their relationship. But you know what's so funny? Crowder now has to like take the whole brunt of this whole situation while Hillary is, somewhere in West Guam, pretty much emotionally healing from the whole situation. But and she's
She ain't pregnant no more.
she's got the kids. She's got probably $10 million from Steven and is now pretty much in hiding as he now is being berated and having people like us on YouTube react to this whole situation. And he has to now deal with this and his crippling brand now because of this whole situation. And she just, she might be part of the Daily Wire, but she's not. She doesn't have to talk about it. She just gets to go somewhere and hide out in a little cave
Yeah.
somewhere.
Who knows what she's going through? Who knows what
But
she's up to?
that's it's just the reality of the whole thing. And it's also because if Crowder was had better game and was actually knew what the hell he was doing, then he wouldn't have to deal with this. The truth is that Hillary spent years hiding Stephen's mentally and emotionally abusive behavior from her friends and family while she attempted to save their marriage. She was the one who was asking to work on their relationship to keep the marriage intact for their unborn children.
Work on
And
marriage.
the Mirror people have tried to contact Stephen. So now, while we are here, I'm going to now bring up the videos so we can take a watch of those. So let me get into that real quick and we'll get right back into it. So
While Mike does that, I'll say, there are so many YouTube channels that are talking about this right now. So it went from like we wanted to keep this private to everyone's talking about it. It's
Everybody.
crazy. It's crazy how things on the internet blow up so easily. You guys got to be careful how you how you manage your relationships, because in the age of the internet, anything and everything will be found out if not kept accordingly.
Yeah, exactly.
It's it really is kind of like the rise and down. It's kind of the downfall of Steven Crowder, but at the same time, he's still rich. And when he talks about issues with the country and politics, people are still gonna watch his videos and they'll still donate. He's still gonna get the ad revenue. He can create his own business. He's not gonna really. There's not gonna be any downfall unless he does some major like racist shit or anything like that. He's still gonna be successful no matter what. So the article saying the rise and downfall, don't pay attention to any of that. He's still gonna be successful no matter what he does at this point.
Exactly. So now we have the video right here from a different Twitter account, Ask Aubrey. And we will watch. It's 2 minutes long, so whatever.
I also kind of want to read the comments when we're done.
Yeah, we will. So let's get into it.
You just made me.
What do you need me to pick up? I'll get it. I'll be back when I'm back.
No, that doesn't work either. You'll be back when you're back. That doesn't work
All right, so
either.
let's hit the okay.
It doesn't work either.
What the fuck?
So in the start of this clip, we see him automatically. His tone is a little like, "What do you mean?" Like sounds like me when I'm when I'm orgasming. Like that's like,
Oh God.
it's like,
Oh no! Please don't. Say
I'm just
that.
joking. I just want to make a joke. I know. I'm just kidding, Mike. It's not actually true. I just want to be comical. I just want to make Mike laugh. I like making Mike laugh.
Thank God I
No,
didn't have water in my
but you
mouth.
can see like, no, what do you mean? You could already see he is not in the proper tone.
Yeah, very emotional.
He's not. He's already kind of having and his emotional spikes. You could tell he's not in his best state. And you guys think that girls are dumb. Girls are very, very smart and they're very emotionally intelligent with the way they're able to process how you act, and they can process. They're very good at social cues, and they can tell everything about you by the way you're acting in the moment and your body language and everything. So he's automatically saying, "You're boxing me in," and he's already complaining to her. He's already saying he sounded like a girl, and she's just like,
Yeah.
"What?" She sounded like the guy right now. So let's continue.
Yeah.
And she's also extremely pregnant in this video. So
Do you
keep
understand the difference between my life being set to the second and you going, I'll be back when I'm back?
Steven,
And making it work indeed. The only way out of this is discipline and respect. It's the only way out of it.
So he said the only way out of this is discipline and respect. If you're the guy, if you're that guy, you would not need to explicitly say that out loud.
Yeah.
If you were that guy, especially after being with her since 2012, she should already have this boundary to know where to ask and have certain conversations with him, because he, as the man and the leader of the relationship, would be setting the tone, but he doesn't seem to be doing that. And so now it seems to be like a free-for-all. And since women like to live in chaos and they're very, without proper structure and guidance from her husband, she's gonna just be all over the place, and it's not her fault necessarily. Steve's got to be, he's got to be leading it properly. But it
Yeah.
seems like things seem to be. It's like at school when you were in high school when the teacher was out and the substitute teacher was there. All
Oh,
the kids
man.
would do whatever they want
Oh, yeah.
because the substitute teacher did not have the same structure as the regular teacher, and everything's out of control. So Steven is a substitute teacher right now. He's not being the actual teacher.
Yeah.
So let's keep going.
We're at an impasse.
We are at an impasse.
Good.
What an impasse.
Yeah. There you go. You throw your hand. You give up so easily.
I don't give up, Stephen.
Hillary,
Stephen?
you give up so easily. I just said the only way out of this is discipline and respect. You said, then we're at an impasse.
Stephen, no, we are at an impasse, okay? I love you, but Stephen, your niece is sick. Your niece
Watch it.
is sick.
Watch it. Fucking watch it.
Okay, so he's getting a little emotionally.
Yeah,
He's cursing.
yeah.
He said, watch it.
Fucking
know,
watch it. Come on, bro.
And
watch
he,
what?
he could have said that in a little more calm tone. He didn't have to curse either. So it shows that he's getting a little riled up. And you guys don't realize that girls love when they can rile you up. They love when girls love when they can get you to get off your rocks and lose control. It's indignation from them. If you want to really make a woman upset, give her nothing. Give her no emotional reaction. Just be like, all right. Like, just don't even, because you're feeding into that need for drama.
Exactly.
If my girl wants drama, she can watch the Kardashians and hopefully not be like them and never, ever,
Never.
please. Or she can watch like the latest shitty movie that's on Lifetime. But she's not gonna be getting it really from me. We're gonna know what's going on, or like I'll probably troll. Like I'm a big troll. I like to have fun and make things. Like if I was him, I would have gotten up. I'm like, what do you say? What were they talking about? Discipline. I was like, I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna take you in the bedroom right now. I'm gonna discipline the fuck out of you. So get your ass in that bedroom. I'll probably make it sexual. I like to just have fun that way. And I'll start kissing her and everything. And she's pregnant, right? So she's a little more vulnerable. So just have some fun with it. Just keep things playful. But that's just me, and there could be more to the story. But let's keep going.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let go. I'll get what you need me to get. And I need some space. You need to just stop engaging.
When a girl says she needs space, assume that things are on life alert, red alert,
Red alert.
and
red
and
alert.
let her go. The best thing you can do is give a woman that space, and then you can get your space, and then you could just chill out and do your thing. And when women are like cats, you got to let them go and come back when they're ready for the ball of yarn again. Stop playing with the ball of yarn. But if a woman says she needs space, I'm like, perfect, go get some space. I'll be here. I'm going out. I'm gonna take a walk. I'm gonna get some cardio. I'm going for a run.
You can say.
Guys, whenever a girl starts on that bullshit, you gotta get her out of there quickly as possible. That's what my advice. Get her away from you. Good. You want space? Perfect. I need space too. You go ahead. That's what I would do.
I love you. I love you very much.
I don't love you. That's the big problem. I've never received
Get
love
the-
from you.
Go first, Mike. Go ahead.
Oh man, what the fuck is happening right now? And now look.
Don't tell your wife you
I,
don't love her.
I don't love you. The
I've
fuck?
never received love from you. Why'd you marry her then?
Yeah, like.
Why'd you impregnate her?
Why did you do this?
Why are you nutting? Why are you nutting in girls you don't think you've ever received? Or either that or Plan B is just an emotional response, and he's being a moron again. He's not being
He's very
smart.
much
He's
being
not
a
being a
fucking
man right
moron.
now. He's being more the woman, and that's not good.
Yeah.
You don't tell your wife who's pregnant, especially when that's your kids. That's your child support right there.
Yeah.
Don't say that to the woman who's about to hold you on child support.
Exactly.
I don't love you.
You know who I
Guess
feel bad for? You know how I feel bad for the most about this whole thing? This dog. Look at him. Look at him. He's just there. He looks very upset. He looks very,
is.
very.
The
very
dog
upset
does
about
not
this-
feel
all
love.
this is
Dog's also
happening
very
right now.
smart.
And I honestly, I feel bad for this dog. Justice for the dog, please.
And the fact is, when I go, look, I need you to do A, B, C, and D. You just be disciplined about it. You go, no, but I love you more than life itself. Okay, put on some gloves. No, but I love you more than life itself. That's not fair.
Gloves.
It's not fair, and it's disingenuous.
He's trying to
Bruh, so-
take him to the boxing ring.
Bruh,
Put on some gloves.
He's trying to say here is that like he does all the work around the house. She doesn't help him, and stuff like that. But like that, bro, that's your job. You do the heavy lifting. If there's work that needs to be done around the house, do it. You should be more than capable of handling the work around the house. Like, and what I mean about work, I'm talking about like, fixing fixing the faucet in the sink, or
Yeah, she can still do the
like
dishes
doing
or vacuum or something.
doing
But
the landscaping on your yard. Like that's the stuff that I'm trying to talk
he's
about.
rich. Why can't he hire help? I don't get you rich people out there. I'm not rich right now. Right now. So I don't know anything about
Yeah,
that.
he's probably one of those guys that those rich guys that don't want to spend their money and feels like he can do it himself. Which I mean, like, hey, listen, I do the same thing.
Just don't complain about
but
it.
I do
though.
that now because I'm not rich, so I don't have the money to actually do that. But I mean, like, and if I was, and if I just magically gained money right now, $20 million right now, I'd probably still be doing the same stuff that I'm doing now because I know that I could probably do it without having to spend the money. If I know that I can't do it, then I'll spend the money. But if I can do it on my own, then I'm going to do it on my own. And what he's doing right here, he's like, oh, it's not fair because you're not helping me, helping with things, helping with the bigger things around the house that I need, that it would be great to have you help me with. You don't want to do it, but you love me. But like, but you're not doing anything is probably what he's saying. But like a lot of the stuff that, at least in my opinion, anything that has to do with like what I was saying, like the big man work is like landscaping and moving things and building things. That's our job. Those are the things that we do. They don't need to do that. They can worry about the stuff inside the house with with the laundry and the dinner and the dishes and all that stuff. They can do all that. They can worry about that. I'm gonna worry about the big stuff. I'm gonna worry about construction and
Right.
and fixing up everything, making this. I guess this is their backyard, which looks awesome, by the way. I like that pool and the little hot tub right there.
Yeah.
I'd be the one building all that shit, and my wife can be inside and doing whatever in there. I don't need the help. I mean, it'd be great if you wanted to come and help me without me having to ask you. I'm not going to ask you for the help, and I shouldn't. I should never ask you for the help because I don't want it. I don't want it anyway. But if you
Yeah.
want to come help me, that's cool.
But you just don't tell your wife that you don't love her. That's just
That's also a good thing. Yeah,
you just don't
do that.
I would not recommend.
Yeah, never.
If you're
recommend.
married, why are you marrying girls you're saying that to?
Exactly. Dumb.
I chose poorly.
You're right in that. Become someone who's unique, day in and day out, worthy of a wife. No, not as a wife. I didn't say as a wife. Hillary, come on now.
I'm not gonna engage. I'm not gonna engage anymore. I'm gonna go. I'll text me what you need. I'll get you what you need.
I like that. Oh, I like that. Texting what you. Oh, yo, that's perfect. Like, I'm gonna text you what to get, and I need you back in a couple hours. And well, like this looks like it's during the day. She can go out. I mean, he's saying something about the gym. The fuck? Home workouts, bro? Are you kidding me?
Bro,
Oh my god,
bro, look at that. You should have a gym in your fucking house.
Why does this guy not have a gym in his house?
Come on, guys.
I'm not worth millions of dollars, and I have gym equipment in my house. Like, why does this guy?
Yeah. Well,
Like this just not good. So once again, this is poor structure, and I could prove this because if he was more structured in his home and if he planned things more accordingly, he would have a plan of things to do if she needed to go out and get some, and he would have like backup in his house to get his chores done and stuff, or he could do a live stream at home. Well, so many options for him.
Yeah.
But he is disorganized, and now they're fighting about a car.
And
10 cars.
And now
it just
he's
agitated.
sitting down. Now he's sitting down, smoking, not taking any action of anything. He's not doing anything actionable.
He could have used this as an opportunity.
So he's putting himself in a negative situation because like she's trying to go out and do stuff, but he's sitting around not doing shit. Do something, bro. What are you doing? Like I can understand like if you didn't have, because like you got your socks on, you only have socks on, you don't got shoes near you. Like if you were out there working on shit and you came down to sit down and have a smoke and a drink, you have to take a break, cool. I'd be totally cool with that. But you're just sitting there not doing shit. Come on, bro. You could like at least make it look like you're doing some sort of work. So then when you're trying to say some shit like this, then it makes sense. Oh yeah, look at me, I'm doing all this work. Blah blah blah, but you're still a fucking emotional wreck anyway.
Yeah, she said that she's going to the store texting, which I would have been like, all right, cool. I would have given her instructions right there. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna need some pasture raised eggs. I'm gonna need some grass finished beef. I'm gonna need some toothpaste. I'm gonna need some new shoes. Like, I'll give her things to do, and then she can go get her space. Think about what I need back at the house. Like you could have used this as an advantage, have some fun, but no, he's emotional. So let's keep going.
I love you. I'm committed to you.
Why'd you feel the need to say that?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Sus.
Put on some
Is he
gloves.
accusing her?
Are you committed enough to do those things?
I'm not even.
Are you put on some
Put on
gloves? Are you
gloves.
committed enough to do those things?
You don't need. She doesn't need
To do
those
what
things.
things?
She doesn't need to do those things. Especially right now because she's fucking pregnant. Why would
I
you?
would, yeah.
What?
I have a very, as I said, I have a very high sex drive, so I would have been like, all right, cool. I need to go to the store, pick up some stuff, and when you get back, I'm gonna get some candles ready later. I'm gonna put on some good music. Since you're pregnant, we gotta celebrate every day. So these kids are out of you, and I'm gonna need you on my bed later. Put on some pregnant lingerie. I don't know what women wear them pregnant and all that. I'm messing with pregnant chicks, but like he could have had fun with this whole situation,
Yeah.
but no, he's
Dumb.
mad. Ho's mad.
I'm not
Are you committed enough to do those things? You're not committed to anything. You're not committed to
Not because
anything.
of anything.
You just said I love you. I'm committed to it.
Why is he?
Walk the dogs. Put on some gloves.
I need to.
Walk the dogs. Put on some
Steven,
gloves. Are you committed enough to do those things? Are you committed enough to do those things?
Bro, just walk the
You
dog.
should have
bro.
let her go.
I'm gonna just.
Walk the dogs. Put on some gloves.
He's acting like a
Are
girl.
you committed enough to get the
Bro, you're not even doing anything. You should be the one walking the dog. What do you? This is what you could be
Why
doing
is
right now
this
instead of
man
sitting
not?
here
Yo, that
being
looks like a
emotional,
really cute dog. I'll
Yeah.
walk the dog.
Yeah, I'll
Yo,
take that dog,
let me get that dog real
but
quick.
not like keep it. Like I'll just take it.
This guy needs to have what
give
a
Ballad.
wonderful life experience. He needs to see what life would be like if he had nothing or if he didn't exist, and then he would be like, "Oh my god!" And then be like, "No," or Click from Adam Sandler. Like,
Yeah.
he needs to fast forward through life, and then miss
See
out
how
on
fu- see
everything,
how
and then
his life is fucked up.
Yeah, he-
because he fast forward through everything.
he needs to do like the Adam Sandler Click thing. He obviously is not
love that movie.
appreciative.
I love that movie.
Right.
medication? Oh, you take Betty.
Medication.
As the Crowders head inside, Steven gets angrier and angrier, and by his own admission, screams, "I will fuck you up," at his pregnant wife Hillary, who then flees their home.
Once again, you just don't say that. I say I will fuck you, like in a sexual way. Like,
Yeah,
I will.
yeah.
You
No,
know,
the-
I
you'd-
will.
You'd say that in a sec. You say something like that.
I
in a
will
sexual
cream
way.
pie in you. Like that's what I
I
would
will
say.
turn you into a toaster strudel real quick.
You guys can't have fun while talking about Steven Crowder, then we can't be friends.
Oh man.
All right, let's see
Anyway,
the comments real quick.
Yeah, so let's see. Marriage is over. This guy says marriage is overrated.
Well,
marriage
for
was
some.
seen. Oh my god, this is a long. Yo, Twitter does these things where it's like super long now. Marriage was seen as providing women with financial security, a breadwinner for the family, but women don't need a breadwinner anymore, and babies don't have to be made via intimacy. Marriage was mandatory if you wanted to be accepted in society. That is no longer true. Marriage has outlived its usefulness.
Right, and there's a lot of women on antidepressants right now, so explain that one.
Exactly. He's the definition of a gaslighting narcissist.
Possibly.
Possibly.
Well, he is rich, so
Yeah.
I mean,
you don't get to demand respect if you're the kind of guy who tells your heavily pregnant wives to walk the dogs.
why is everybody hating on dogs, man? Fuck.
What do you mean? They're not hitting on dogs.
I mean, like him. I don't know
Oh.
why he's hating on that. That's just man, bro. It's a dog.
Yeah.
It's a dog, man.
But yet,
Come here, buddy.
and then historical centrist replied, but yet the conflict seems to arise over him having his time micromanaged to the second by her, while she will be back when I'm back, and if she can drive a car, she's totally fine to walk dogs. I mean, but to me, the thing is, he's sitting down smoking, not working on anything right now. And you don't need a car to walk dogs. So while she's gone, he could be walking the dogs using management. Like he could be managing.
I mean,
his
it takes
time
5 minutes. 5 minutes to walk the dog.
at the
You,
least.
you can literally scroll through Twitter and update yourself on political things going on while walking the dog. You can use time to your advantage while you walk the dog and get that done, and just enjoy your time with your dog.
I don't know.
You can also do research for your next live stream, Steven.
Yes,
so,
Stephen. I
Steven.
can't believe anybody would allow themselves to be spoken to like this. I'd be out and never look back.
No, you wouldn't, because you obviously don't know what it's like to be with a man. A lot of you girls talk a lot of shit, but let's face it, when you're married and you're really into a dude, you're gonna go back to him. Trust me.
Yeah. And then someone replied to that saying, abusers like Crowder are usually super sweet at the beginning of a relationship, sometimes up until they marry.
Sometimes, but not
sometimes,
all
yeah.
the time.
People making wild assumptions that Steven is being abusive, didn't lay a hand on her. Both are simply having an argument, which is normal. Strange how the video was released. I wonder who did it.
Probably
seems
her.
Seems like a narrative is trying to be portrayed. She may have been a bad wife. Who knows?
Well,
Like,
well, you know what?
clearly
I
we
will
don't
say,
know.
if she was a bad wife, that makes him a bad husband for choosing a bad wife. Ooh,
Damn. So it's
that's
regardless. Like
yeah.
yeah, she could be terrible, right? And that's great.
He chose her.
But the
He nutted
underlying
in her.
problem, the underlying problem is still Steve Crowder, because he chose her, he inseminated in her, creating kids, now creating a terrible environment now for these kids, because now he has you know no now he knows that this was a bad idea, and he now is stuck, and he's letting his emotions get the better of him and saying all these terrible things and doing all these terrible things and just being stupid. And now he's going through a divorce and losing his kids and losing half his money. So he's, kind of screwed in that whole sense. Um, let's see. There's nothing Steven Crowder is doing in this video that he didn't do before they got married and before they got pregnant. The vibe here is this is who he is and always was throughout the relationship. She still standing there saying she loves him is just I can't even. Um, if you haven't experienced this type of abuse, then you should not comment on her reasons. Yeah, so like Steven, like his the abuse that they're pretty much a lot of these people, like they're saying, oh, he's not abusing her, like he's not hitting her, but like it's not what he's doing.
He's just being.
He's more of a psychological abuser.
He's not being a good leader.
Yeah, an
Is
emotional
also what it
abuser
is.
as well.
If he was calm and he was, on some structure and he knew what was going on, had some game, his wife wouldn't be acting like that. There would be a knowing of what's going on, what's going to happen, how things are going to go.
So here, so this person, whatever, uh, put in here says context on the gloves. Now I took it as gloves as in doing hard work, and so the gloves here, it says he wanted her to feed medicine to his dog as a part of her wifely duties. She refused because she feared that the medicine could be toxic to pregnant women, so he demanded that she wear gloves.
Yeah, I don't know.
Part of
I
one
don't know
of
about that.
two. He was likely not going to let her take the car. What the hell? Until she did her duty, and that's why he keeps berating her to wear gloves to become a worthy wife. Again, I want to reiterate that this is for his dog.
You
Yeah.
know what could we could have done? What could have been a second option in that situation is that if he said put on some gloves and give the dog medicine, and she said no, I don't want to, I wouldn't go like, oh my god,
You're gonna do this.
I wouldn't start freaking out.
Yeah.
I'd probably give her the look, kind of like let's say I was him. Let's say we had an agreement that she was going to do that, whether she's pregnant or not, and then she refused. I would be like, oh, really? And I would have just said it in a very calm way, but I would have given her like the look,
Yeah,
like, oh really? Oh, you don't want to do that? Okay, you don't have to. It's fine. I'll
because I
take
mean,
care of
like
it.
if it is true that if the medicine is toxic to pregnant women,
Which
and
I don't
and
know.
like
I don't
and
know.
which we don't know,
I'm
but like
not
if it
pregnant. I don't
because like
know.
yeah, because if it was me, right, and if it was my dog, number regardless, if it's my dog, if it was my dog before the marriage, and it's still my dog, so like it's still I feel like it's still my responsibility regardless. So if it is my dog, even before we were married, before we got together, whatever, I'm going to do whatever I need to do for my dog. It's my responsibility. Um, but let's say that because now they're together and stuff, they're trying to split up certain duties, and let's say one of them was to feed the dog medicine, but then get pregnant, and then you find out that this medicine could be toxic to pregnant women. So then it's like, okay, so while she's pregnant, she can't do it. So I will have to take on that responsibility now because like she can't, and I don't want to endanger my offspring. So like to me, in a more um critical thinking sense, and trying to be very rational about the situation, if this is how it went, if this is the situation, that's how I would do it. I'd be like, okay, this was your duty, but now because you're pregnant and this medicine could be toxic to you, I'm going to just take this responsibility from you because for the moment, until the pregnancy is done, because I do not want anything to happen to this offspring right here. Those are these hopefully these are my my children, and I want to make sure that they come out of you healthy.
Right.
So
Right.
I will take this off of your hands, and I will do it because number one, it's my dog, and number two, I want to make sure that my kids are going to be healthy. So that's what I would. That's honestly, that's my
Right.
personal opinion. I don't know if that's the case. I'm not Steven Crowder. I'm not Hillary. Don't
Yeah.
know.
It also has to be said that a lot of marriages are like this behind the scenes. Like there's a lot of there's a lot of men out there that are married that are just not, they're just not it. And a lot of, because a lot of people settle for other people just because they get lonely and bored. And a lot of people in marriages are not compatible, but they stay in it for other reasons, whether it be money or desperation or in it for the kids. So there's a lot of marriages out there that are the people are just not in it anymore, and they're not having sex, they're not happy, they're just in it because why not? It's very sad. Can't be me.
Yeah.
Just make sure you choose your partners wisely, and make sure if you marry someone, you really want it and you know what you're doing and you have a plan for when you're married and a structure of the way you want to live your life. Very important. Very, very important.
Yeah, this is just um does this actually surprise anybody? It's Steven Crowder.
I mean, I don't really
Come on, God.
know him too
Come on,
much,
dog.
but I mean,
I don't really know Steven Crowder
is
as a
that
human
a
being, but like, listen, like seeing a lot of the stuff now, like, yeah, he needs to work on, his number one, he needs to work on his game. Number two, he needs to become less emotional, and he also needs to learn how to actually vet women because he didn't do that right this first time around. Definitely needs some things on that. And then here's some idiot. Don't marry conservatives unless you want to be spoken to like this. What a fucking man child. He said on his show that if only one party in marriage wants a divorce, he thinks it should be illegal. Don't marry these idiots. Let them die out.
to categorize all
Emotionalism.
conservatives?
Emotionalism is
All right.
just emotionalism is disease because here's a different person who is completely on the opposite side of the spectrum of Crowder, who is probably just as emotional as Crowder. So emotionalism is just everywhere.
Let them die out. Okay, it's very supporting, very kind words.
Yeah, very kind
Yes.
words to the human race here.
Well, yes,
Definitely is uh I mean, like with the whole marriage thing, that's just the thing is that you don't even need to be putting yourself into that situation of dealing with the divorce stuff if you number one had you know vetted out this woman enough to know that she's not going to do this to you, and also you need to, if you also knew that you were also emotionally sound and weren't a crazy fucking lunatic, then at the most extreme end, then you wouldn't have to deal with any of like the divorce you know uh issues, because you should already know that the marriage system is against you. It pretty much is. I mean, unless if the wife is like a drug addict, fucking abusing the kids type of thing. That's pretty much like the only way that the courts will be against her, is if she's like deranged
Yeah.
and is fucked. Like
And- yeah.
like that's pretty much the only way that it would go against her. Everything else, it's pretty much you, bro.
Yeah.
So
and if a lot of you guys out there are worried about losing half your stuff to girls, there is a solution, although it's going to be maybe a cringe one.
yeah,
You can marry a girl that makes more money than you.
yeah.
If you do
And
that,
if you have good game, you can get through that. You can
which
get,
is true.
yeah.
Like maybe, let's say maybe you're a manager at McDonald's or something, and you just have that game and the status or something. In that context, like you're a manager somewhere,
yeah.
and you marry a girl who's like a really good lawyer or like a surgeon or something, doctor, whatever the good salary job is. Because if you got that game, the money you make is not really going to matter. And you can marry a girl that makes a lot more money than you. And if you ever get divorced, you take some of her stuff because she makes like double what you make. So, I mean, I know it sounds really bad, but it is a solution. I think it would be. Guys can prove me wrong in the comment section. Let me know what you think about that. But
Yeah, and there's a bunch of look at this meme, guys. POV or Steven Crowder, bro. What the hell is happening here?
What the hell's that?
Twitter is just going crazy. Twitter is just going crazy right now on all this shit. I don't even know.
That's what I said, Tim.
Yeah, Tim Pool.
How does Crowd only have one car? That's what I'd be saying. I'm
Bro.
gonna have at least 5. Like, I mean, maybe he's a minimalist or something.
Yeah,
as I said, he got the
gotta be.
Toyota Corolla and the thing. He
He's
doesn't
got a Toyota Corolla
he's just chilling.
in the garage somewhere.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I was trying to find the thing I just seen about fucking what's her face. Okay. Then here's Candace Owens.
And now enter Candace Owens in the mix. He's basically coming to her, and then now she's coming to him back, and now I think there's a lawsuit. He was saying that she knew about the marriage, and she kind of started to talk about it. So now he's like mad at her, and she's coming back at him. So I guess we can go into a little bit of this.
So a bit of breaking news that just happened. And before we get to it, I just want to back up and tell you why we are discussing this breaking news, because it's occurred to me that there are some people out there who believe that to be a conservative, what it means is that we become tribal and we defend other conservatives even when they do things that are wrong, that we don't discuss things that are horrible on our own side because we need to just make sure that we score wins in other ways. And that is wrong. So that to me is the exact opposite of why I have this platform. I am not tribal. I want to expose things when they are bad on the left, and I will also expose things when they are bad on the right. Obviously,
There shouldn't be a left and right, by the way. I'm just saying, it's everyone is
We
different.
might need to fast forward a little bit. It's like 16 minutes.
Yeah.
she is 8 months pregnant. And the
Was.
video essentially reveals just how emotionally abusive
Yes.
Fast forward.
lose control and scream at his pregnant wife in a threatening tone, quote, "I will you up,"
In the bedroom.
end quote, which
bedroom.
led
Could've
his
just said in the
wife
bedroom,
to
but
flee
made
their
everything fine.
home.
Yeah. But great.
She then sent a statement, which I want to be very clear. This statement I knew was going to come out. I didn't know any of this information. I had no idea there was a video or there was any evidence. I did know that their family was thinking about issuing a statement, and Hillary Crowder did issue a statement. And I'm going to read you that statement in its entirety because it's important. I think it reveals a lot of the lies that Stephen has been telling publicly to his audiences. It reads, Hillary is currently living alone in Dallas, apart from her family and support system in Michigan, and is focused on taking care.
What?
Yeah, we already know.
Yeah, we've seen this, guys.
He's trying to become.
Whatever. We don't care.
Hold it, yeah.
Okay. Let's see what she says.
Prayed for Stephen and this surgery. So before
Right.
I show you a clip from us on Backstage, here is Stephen describing that surgery, and it certainly doesn't sound like it's elective. Take a listen.
I explained to you a little bit what it is. You know, a lot of people say, why are you smoking? My heart is actually great, but my heart doesn't work great. And the reason my heart doesn't work great is, long story short, because of a connective tissue disorder I have, and my chest is caving in on my heart. So I've got about, I'm at a little more than half of the blood flow that you guys have, ventricular output from my heart. So it's a mechanical fix. And I don't know, maybe I'll feel like Lance Armstrong, you know, like I'm on EPO after this, because I don't know what it's like to go through life with full blood flow. To me, I'm looking forward to it, not looking forward to the pain. Lance Armstrong, by the way, with 3 balls, not the one.
What?
So yeah, it's overall a positive thing. And honestly, I probably needed a little bit of rest. It comes in the form of having my chest cracked open.
Obviously, he had the surgery and then his lung collapsed. And
nice.
Here is us praying for him, praying that he actually gets better.
Before we leave, I just have to, this one off the subject for a minute. Our pal, Steve Crowder, who makes the best ashtrays in the country, is in the hospital fighting for his life. And he's really come close. He's come close to the dark edge of things. And I just want to say that crazy as he is, we love him and we're thinking about him. That you know, we hope he makes it back.
You're a better man than I am.
Well, that's true.
I was actually just looking forward to the show being over so that I could text him and say, you know, hope you don't make it, pal.
You know, actually, this is a real story. Last night, I had to go for a drive because a long story, but I had to burn down gas to take my car into the shop. And so I was going to smoke a cigar, and you know, I was going to say my nightly prayers. I thought, oh, you know, I should probably pray for Crowder, you know, because he's in this. I thought, oh, well, you know what's great? I'm going to light up one of the cigars that Crowder sent me.
Yeah.
And Crowder, this guy who's a complete maniac, he sent me these beautiful cigars, and I was like, oh, pal, I'm going to send you some cigars right away from my humidor. Haven't sent him a single thing, you know, but that guy, he, you know.
Jesus.
Hard divorce was and how difficult and horrific it had been and how he really didn't want it. And just, you know, Texas is a no-fault divorce state. What is the truth here? I don't know. Obviously, right now we have his wife's word versus Stephen's word. But given my personal experience with Stephen, I am very much inclined to believe his wife. Now, I'd like to get in some other portions of this article, which I think are really important. The writer, who are familiar with their relationship, Crowder's admissions often came after a sustained period of mental and emotional abuse, and he didn't seem to be able to control his impulses. That, again, is something that I have seen personally. Very bizarre that he would insert me into a divorce announcement and purport that I somehow extorted him. It's very bizarre in the way that he attacked the Daily Wire, and there just seem to be a lot of signs that he is not able to control his emotions. And so the question that I will ask is, how many people are going to allege abuse from Stephen Crowder before we listen? Before we stop saying he's one of us because he says things that he agrees with.
One of us.
We purport that we are the party of family values. How can you look at that video and defend him in any way? How can you look at that video and not roundly condemn this and say this is not something that actually represents the things that we believe? The writer goes on to say, like so many things in his life in recent years, Crowder's temper and paranoia led him to destroy his relationships with Sir Shapiro, Boring, and others at the Daily Wire when he posted a video on his channel suggesting that the Daily Wire, without naming the company, was attempting to align itself with big tech by mentioning in their initial offer to him that if he was demonetized on social media platforms, that it would reduce his overall compensation. Well, again, going back to the pattern, it's not just the Daily Wire. It's David Landau. It's Sven the Computer. It's Jared Monroe, formerly known as Not Gay Jared, people that are locked into NDAs and are not allowed to speak about the abuse that they endured by Stephen Crowder. It's Owen Benjamin. It's now his wife. Do you believe that all of these various different parties, the majority of them who have never spoken to each other, I've never spoken to Sven the Computer, I've never spoken to David Landau, I've never spoken to Hillary Crowder, I've never spoken to Owen Benjamin. Do you believe that all of these people, as is the paranoid narrative that Stephen Crowder is presenting, are working maybe in collusion with big tech to try to destroy him? Or do you believe it's plausible that Stephen Crowder is just a monster?
I wouldn't say monster,
I
but
wouldn't.
maybe it's
Yeah,
both.
I wouldn't call him a monster.
wouldn't
just call
call-
him
I
just
mean,
emotionally not there.
if
Like
you're-
he's just he's
just a little emotionally
emotionally
inept.
uncontrolled.
Now, if you're calling him a monster, then you're calling pretty much half of the guys in marriages also monsters. Remember, because that stuff is pretty basic, it's pretty common for the average guy.
Yeah.
The average marriages end up in like petty arguments like that. So
Yeah.
if you're calling him a monster, then you're calling most men monsters, like probably like half.
Yeah, which I mean, like women do that already.
Which is fine.
So
He's a monster. Baby, I'm sorry I put a little bit extra sugar in the coffee. You're a monster. Like they just you put sugar-free syrup instead of the vanilla sugar filled syrup. I monster. I hate you, and I never want to see you again. And comes back later, he smashes. Yeah, divorce. It's the button, and then the judge comes and.
I personally believe that he is a monster. And that is, by the way, Stephen, if you're watching, I'm not trying to extort you. I am just simply telling the truth. There was a lot of things that are going on.
Fuck you.
And I am glad that his wife found the strength to speak out. And I'm calling upon everybody to roundly condemn this, to reject this firmly, not to
Guys,
somehow come up with an excuse and say, oh, well, it's a divorce, so we shouldn't talk about it. We should mind our own business. No, the way that we represent ourselves privately and publicly should be the same. If you purport to care about family values, again, then you should care about this situation and you should condemn it. Yashar Ali also added in this article, in reviewing documentary evidence related to their marriage, Stephen Crowder appears to be obsessed with the idea that his wife is only interested in him for money. Hillary Crowder started dating him well before he became famous and wealthy. He was making less than $100,000 a year when they got married. Again, the Crowder narrative never seems to line up with the reality. And on that note, for those of you that are asking for an update, yes, I did send a cease and desist to him regarding his comments that I somehow extorted him. I sent the cease and desist. I heard back from his lawyer. And essentially, what I get from this is that his lawyer is saying that this was just his opinion and it was just Stephen Crowder's feelings. And even though it wasn't reality, too bad, so sad. Here's exactly what that legal letter back to me said. I'm going to read you a couple of quotations. It says, the simple fact is that Ms. Owens, as shown in Mr. Crowder's personal opinion, if I agreed that I would never speak about Stephen.
So
thank you, Candace Owens. We don't care.
It's crazy. Well, it's interesting that Candace Owens is married as well, except she doesn't include her husband's last name in her brand name. So if you're a real conservative, I think what she should do is she should include his last name in her brand. So Candace Owens. In fact, I don't even know her actual last name, legal last name now.
Yeah.
Because she's not really, if you want to be a real conservative and a real, like, if you want to be part of the right, maybe you should just use if you love your husband, just use your husband's last name in your brand. And then you could show by example how to love your husband. But, just my opinion. What do I know? But yeah, the problem with him, he's just not leading his relationship right. And,
if he was able to lead better and just do just not be emotional wreck all the time and do things more critically, more rationally, this probably wouldn't have happened. I mean, like, and also like not airing out everything, like
too late now.
The whole Daily Wire situation initially, probably didn't have to talk about that at all to your viewers. But like when things start to come out then I can understand you have to make some sort of comment. You have to, have to address it. Yes, I understand that that is the case. But if you're the one that's initiating a lot of this conversation and it has not come out to the public, and you're the one that's bringing it to the public, probably shouldn't do that because that's just emotionalism and it's just not necessary. So just, you know, like we said before, just don't learn game, understand game, understand how to control your emotions, and a lot of this stuff just won't have. And also learn how to vet women properly and know when it is the right time to marry a woman if you decide that you want to do that,
Yeah.
because it's not for everybody.
And I guess he's saying that, she's using him for his money. But I guess, apparently they did get together before he had his
Beforehand.
money. But once again, if you're a weak man, or if you're at least not as strong, money will change you for the worst, and it will bring out, like the same you is you with money when you get money. So the fact that he switched up a little bit, maybe he got weaker when he got rich, because he
Yeah.
decided, oh, now that I have more money, I'm successful, I can lay back, I don't really need to lead this woman, she'll be okay. That's a bad mindset, because
Yeah.
no matter whether you're rich or poor, you have to be that guy with your girl no matter what. Most likely Steven Crowder lost that edge he had when he first met his girl. The more successful he became, he probably let his marriage get worse and worse and worse, and now it's blown up. So maybe if he would have kept things the way they were in the beginning, and maybe it would not have turned out like this, and if he had better better emotional reactions to her and all that, and he was a little more dominant maybe, and kind of like set the rules, and maybe had a little more game in a relationship, maybe it would not have ended up like this. But it is what it is, and now we can kind of see, but I'm sure there's a lot more that we don't know, that we're not covering right now because we simply don't know, or maybe we lack some research.
Could be.
There's always that. You guys can let us know in the comments what we've missed about this whole situation. But I'm sure there's going to be more information coming out in the very, very near future. So keep your eye out on that. Any other thoughts?
Nah, I mean, I've already spoken my piece just before. Like, yeah, just learn how to control emotions, honestly, and learn how to properly decide which woman is the right one to be with.
Yeah.
If you decide to wanting to be monogamous, so that's what you want to do, you don't have to. You don't have to really do anything. Like
Do
you know,
what
do
you
whatever you
want.
want.
Yeah.
Just do what makes you happy, honestly. And do the things that just don't lash out at people for no reason. Like I don't get why we gotta lash out at and be mean to others. It's not really necessary. We should only use that if it's if it's our last resort type of thing.
Right.
That's just what we do as men.
Yeah, guys. So definitely leave your comment in the comment section below. Let us know what you think about the situation, and let us know if there's anything that we missed, and educate us for a little bit. Maybe there's something we missed, something we can go over in the future. And make sure you guys smash that like button. We're gonna end it here, and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you've not already. Let's get some support in here, and you can also donate to the Cash App link in the description below. Money goes towards support of the channel and the equipment. So with that said, we're gonna see you guys in the next video or the live stream that we do.